What's up guys, Kizzle Kicks here and welcome to episode number 4 of this Crystal Palace FIFA 16 career mode. As I say that, it is release date at midnight, so awesome stuff, lots to be excited about. But first, back to our action. We're looking to bring in a cam, as you know. Daily Sincraven, I'm sure is the right pronunciation for it, is a man that we're going for. Along with Jose Callejon, we've sent an inquiry for him, and young Oliver Torres from Atletico Madrid. We're going to try and get in on a season-long loan. We're guessing his first-team opportunities may be limited, and we're going to try and get him in on loan, as well as some inquiries as well. Maxi Maya, Calhanoglu from Leverkusen, a couple of other players that we were interested in, but they did demand too much money. Now, the Sincraven, Ajax asked us for 7 million. We put in a bid of 5 in the hope that we could get him on the cheap. But transfer business aside, it is time to dive into some Premier League match action. After our 0-0 draw, solid point at Carrow Road away to Norwich on the opening day, we welcome Arsenal to Selhurst Park. Now I'm expecting a real tough game, Arsenal obviously being one of the title contenders this year. Here's the squad that we line up with. You can see Connor Wickham gets the nod up front. We've moved Cabaye into that cam role. Joe Ledley is coming in as the holding midfielder after Sakho's poor performance recently. It's a bit harsh to drop in, but we feel that that is the strongest team available to us. And the Arsenal team, a few surprises then. Mesut Ozil only on the substitutes bench. So is Olivier Giroud and Javier Pastore, their new signing. So it feels like Arsenal were sending out a pretty weak team, but we'll find out when we dive into the game. It was actually Arsenal that had the first opportunity. Montreal, really nice link-up play. Santi Cazorla picking out Theo Walcott, whose effort floated harmlessly over the crossbar in the end. But the visitors continue to put us under pressure. You can see Debuchy down the right, gets free of his man, picks out Theo Walcott. Again, his pace was a threat for most of the game. He brings Ramsey into play, who threads a beautiful pass through to Debuchy, but luckily his effort was straight at McCarthy in the sticks. And now it was our turn to attack. You can see James McCarthy doing well here. Nice 1-2 with Wilfred Zaha, who gets a lot of space down the right-hand side. Using his pace, goes past his man, and he is cynically brought down there. We're hoping the referee will take some action, at least a yellow card, you feel. And he does the right thing. He comes over, books Gabriel, however you want to pronounce it, who has been in the news a lot this week, obviously after his confrontation with Diego Costa, but he's going to be on the receiving end of a yellow card here. And in FIFA 15 we had a lot of luck with free kicks from this angle, so I decided to go for goal myself, and I wish I never. Obviously not going to be as effective this year. It hit the side netting, an awful effort, and that was how the score stayed at half time. No breakthrough, a real even game. Arsenal starting much the brighter, but we came on a little bit stronger towards the end of the half. But at half time, Connor Wickham, who just couldn't get involved in the game, was replaced by Dwight Gale, hoping that his pace would give us more of an attacking threat. And it looked initially to be a good choice to bring Gale on, as he had an immediate impact. Some real nice football here involving Zaha, Cabaye, Ledley and Gale himself. He cuts into the box, beats his man, goes down, hits the deck. Referee comes over and points to the penalty spot to give us the opportunity to take the lead. Now, we're not sure whether it was a penalty for sure. We're going to take a look at the slow motion replay, and it appears that Dwight Gale, yes, there's contact with the forearm in the throat almost, but it does look like he goes down a little bit easily, and it is going to be Cabaye. Although he missed that penalty horribly at Carrow Road, this time he makes no mistake. We go safely down the middle, deciding not to aim for the top corner after what happened last time, but the penalty does beat Petr Cech, who was almost wrong-footed. He goes down to his left-hand side. He'd already committed, and the ball goes very, very close to his foot, but he couldn't keep it out. So it's Palace 1, Arsenal 0. So exactly what we wanted at the start of the second half. But the visitors weren't going to lie down and just roll over. Alexis Sanchez almost getting Arsenal back on level terms immediately with a decent effort from 25 yards. And then Matteo Flamini getting the rebound in with the header, but it goes over the crossbar. Not known for his finishing ability, thankfully for us. Had that have been maybe Giroud or Walcott, we may have been in a bit of trouble. But some more decent football. Joe Ledley plays a pinpoint pass through the defence to Yannick Bolasie. The shot, I'm not going to lie, was a bit of a miss-hit. I tried to put a lot more power on it than that, but it ended up beating Petr Cech and nestling nicely into the bottom corner to make it Crystal Palace 2, Arsenal 0. And 2-0 is a tricky scoreline, really. We didn't know whether to carry on going forward and look to add more goals, or whether to just sit back and try and hold out now we've got the 2-goal lead. But we were a bit in limbo. We decided to do neither to start with. Alexis Sanchez almost getting a reply for Arsenal immediately. He just couldn't quite get enough on it. Just comes off his toe, and he was unable to divert the ball goalwards. But we decided to make a couple of changes then with just 15 minutes remaining. with young Kennedy on loan from Chelsea and Jason Punchin coming on. And just to say, I'm battering Flamini for his finishing ability. He's just scored in real life in the League Cup against Tottenham. So maybe I should take that back. Instead of commentator's curse, we've given him a bit of luck. But I'm not an Arsenal fan, so I'll be quiet. And Olivier Giroud comes off the bench there and has a header from that set piece, but couldn't divert it goalwards. Although Arsenal, they continue to be a threat from dead ball deliveries. Alexis, this time whipping the ball in. Giroud gets a much better connection on it and forces McCarthy into a good save. So 4 minutes remaining. Arsenal have a corner, and Petr Cech decides to join the attack. So it's really, they are really rolling the dice, and we nick the ball back, headed away by Joel Ward. Dwight Gale picks up the ball, 70, 75 yards from goal, decides to just have a crack, and the suspense was killing me here, but as you can see, the ball ended up in the back of the Arsenal net. Palace 3, Arsenal 0. The game now completely over, just 2 minutes to go, and our team know it. Look at them all bundling on Dwight Gale, and rightly so after a goal like that. You don't see many go in from that sort of distance. And we'll just take another look at it here. I'm not going to show you all 3 replays, otherwise we'll be here all day. But with his weaker, I think he's right footed, isn't he? With his left foot, he just lets fly. No one in goal, of course, and the ball just trickles over the goal line. 3-0, 3 points. We're absolutely delighted with that. But one thing we weren't delighted with was our defending here. After scoring that goal, we kind of switched off, and Mesut Ozil has managed to pull back. Obviously, nothing more than a consolation at this stage, but it was really, really annoying goal to concede. It would have been nice to keep a clean sheet here and just see the game out. But we're not going to complain. A really good day at the office, and we get our first Premier League win of the season against one of the top sides as well, which is really pleasing. If we continue to perform like that, we'll have no worries at all. But with the game finished, it's now back to transfer action, and Alassani is going to join Blackpool on a season-long loan. He's a youngster, plenty of pace, very promising. He's not someone we're going to let go on a permanent deal. Hopefully it'll be good for his development. But Ajax rejected our £5 million bid for Daily Sinkgraven. We upped it to 7, which is what they asked for, in the hope that they will now accept it. Oldham Athletic then come in for Keshi Anderson, another young striker. He's going to join them on a year-long loan. Again, good for his development. And we'll probably upset a few people here. Shamak, I said he's not in our first team plans. Sunderland, who have obviously already bought Scott Dan, come in with a bid of just 1.9 million. But the main reason for accepting that offer, even though it's below his valuation, is to free up some wage budget in the hope that we can bring some more players in, either on loan or offer some players on a permanent deal some more money. And as you can see, the offer for Daily Sinkgraven was accepted. We decided to offer him 22.5 grand a week. He's asked for 25. We of course will give him the goal bonus because it makes very little difference, and we'll give him important first team player status in the hope that he will accept and sign on the dotted line and become an Eagle. But time to jump back into match action now. As you can see, we'll be taking on Aston Villa in another home game. Hopefully we can show the kind of form that we did that got us to 3 points against Arsenal. If we perform that way, we'll have no worries in doing that and picking up the win. But we're going to have a look at the team now. A couple more changes. Kabai going back to that deeper role. Sacco comes back in that cam role. Dwight Gale, after his impact in the last game, is coming back into the lineup as the sole striker. And looking at the Villa team then, they have got a few threats. Obviously Rudy Gestede, a nightmare to deal with when defending crosses. We imagine he'll be a handful. You've got Tayson in that cam role. Scott Sinclair, who's in decent form in real life, playing wide left as well. So plenty of players that can cause us a few problems. We started the game quite well, keeping possession nicely. You can see here, good interlinking play. And then Sacco is absolutely brought down from behind, absolutely sideswiped really, by Carlos Sanchez, I think it is. And the referee comes over 15 minutes in and says, cheerio mate, you're not tackling like that in this game. Off you go. So a huge boost for us. We don't like to see players getting sent off, obviously it does ruin a game, but a huge boost, increasing our chances obviously of getting the win, and a massive blow to Aston Villa. We've got to play 75 minutes now, a man down. But despite being a man light, Villa didn't let it bother them. You can see they come forward here, good tackle from Eric Dyer, dispossessing them, and then the ball comes into Wilfried Zaha, showing how direct he can be, his pace, his trickery. A little bit fortunate to still have the ball in possession, but he runs straight at the Villa defence, exactly what we want from him. Plays the ball out wide, and Sacco cuts inside before giving the ball back to Zaha, who hits a shot destined for that far post, but Guzan pulls off a superb save. And we approach half-time here, and Yohan Cabaye nips in, gets possession back, strikes a shot from 30 yards, and Guzan again pulls off another stunning save. So it's still Crystal Palace 0, Aston Villa 0 at half-time. Obviously, we are expecting to get the win now with the extra man. We decide to change shape a little bit to give us more attacking options. We go to a 4-3-3 formation, and Joe Ledley, obviously with the midfield being more narrow, is going to come on to replace Sacco, who again was pretty disappointing, I'm not going to lie. I don't know whether I'm expecting too much from him or not, but he really didn't produce the goods again today. But again, Villa still coming forward. They started the second half brightly. The set-piece delivery there, they got their head on it, and it was a fairly comfortable save from McCarthy. But Dwight Gale, showing how effective he can be with his pace, picks out Balassi, who tried to divert the ball back into the path of Gale, but a toe from the defender prevents him from doing that, and it's enough to intercept the pass and snuff out the danger. But we continue to go forward. A brilliant through ball here finds Gale. His pace again enables him to get onto the end of it, but it's another save from Guzan, this time a little bit more comfortable. And there's 15 minutes left now, and we still haven't found the breakthrough, which really annoyed us. But Alan Hutton smashes the ball forward. I don't know whether it's a good ball or a bit of luck. And as you can see, Tyson controls the ball beautifully and just applies the finish. So it's Crystal Palace 0, Aston Villa 1. And you can see the celebration. A little bit cheeky coming over to the camera and shushing the home crowd, but really disappointing to concede so late in a game where Villa have offered little threat. I must say, we've had a lot of possession without creating any real chances. So of course we go all out attacking now, throw everybody forward, and it's Kurt Zouma that shows some good footwork, gets into the box, hits a fierce shot which is tipped over the bar from Brad Guzan, and we weren't able to create anything else. Instead, 10-man Villa hit us on the counter-attack again, and Charles Nzogbia gets himself free of the defenders. Keeper comes out a little bit and then hesitates and is punished for it. A superb finish from Nzogbia, and it's Crystal Palace 0, Villa 2. And with just seconds remaining, obviously we're in stoppage time, that is now game over. So no points from this one. We weren't able to build on our impressive performance against Arsenal. We thought we'd make Selhurst Park a bit of a fortress, but unfortunately we've suffered a surprise defeat at the hands of 10-man Aston Villa. But we're not going to let that bother us. It's still early stages. There is a long way to go. And now the game is over, it's time to turn our attention back to the transfer market. And as you can see, Marouane Chamakh has completed his move to Sunderland. Of course, they've already got Scott Dan. They're trying to buy the whole Palace team, but £1.9 million the move. He has completed that, 1.4 million of which is going to be added to our transfer budget, and we hope to bring in targets such as Daily Zingraven. But as you can see, the contract that we offered him has declined. He doesn't want to relocate. However, we're trying to tempt him now with money. Of course, Chamakh freed up some wage budget as well. We're going to offer Zingraven £30,000, 20% goal bonus again, and we're going to leave the squad status out of it, and I hope that we can just tempt him here and make him believe he's going to become a Palace legend. But we'll leave that decision up to him. Of course, Willems there from PSV, you saw, we've sent an inquiry for him. We've identified the left back position as another area that we need cover and to strengthen. But we'll end the episode in the usual way with a look at the league table. 3 games gone, 4 points gained. We're in 11th place. Could be worse. We are above City and Liverpool, so hopefully we can continue to build. I know 2 games now we haven't scored. That is to be expected on Legendary. It is a lot tougher this year, but we won't be changing the difficulty. We'll continue to plough on and do the best we can. That's going to bring the episode to a close, guys. Follow me on all the social media. Links are in the description, and I'll see you in the next episode.